Bastards. 5 p.m. on whatever Wednesdays. Whatever Wednesdays. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night to everyone who is watching from across the pond, as of which there are many of you. How are you all doing tonight and today? Let's see who's in the room. Dave Fahrenheit 451 voted number one. Hey. You got in there. It's amazing how you guys do that. Al Benedetti is number two, and Andrew Wolkowicz. I got off today. I'll be here. Andrew is live on the show. He so rarely gets to do that. We're starting on time today. Everything happens for a reason. Our reason is to watch the show and upvote. Please upvote. There's only a couple of people, regular Bashtardos in the room right now, but anybody who can't upvote, please, during the show, I'll remind you. We have that weird glitch that I'll get to the bottom of which sooner than later, when I figure out what's going on with the channel and why Angelo Minichello and Nathaniel Hannon and so many of you, now they're the two latest who were robbed of their subscription to the iBashers-Dirk Weekdays everyday channel. It's your channel. I just host it. I don't know why that's happening, but it is, and we got to figure out why. Why? Super chat gong for Andrew. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Nick Sisto's in the room. Hey, Nick Sisto. CW Watch Enthusiast. Hey, Bastardos. I'm working a night shift again, so I probably won't be on live, but I'll do what I can, which means he might peek in for a little special Fergal. Fergal, I just sent you the latest tracking because, when all the Laverne cards went out, and CDs for most of you, everybody on the Patreon for sure, and then anyone who is a regular viewer and or Bastardo, you got one as well. And I sent his, I think I've mentioned this before, but on post, which is the Irish Postal Service, people like to make fun of the United States Postal Service, but I'm a little worried about on post. I actually don't have that many problems. I sent off all my packaging yesterday for my renewal of my Irish passport. Say that 5 times fast. And I hope that gets there quick enough. So I'll be tracking that too, because it's got all my parents and my grandparents' birth certificates and originals. That they don't want copies. Everything's original. I had to send that all off with copies of all my stuff because I haven't renewed in a million years, and I had to go through the whole process all over again, witnesses and notaries and all kinds of nonsense. And poor Fergal is waiting for his CD and his Laverne card for I don't know how long. How long has this been going on? How long? Great song by Ace, Paul Carrack on the vocal. Paul Carrack, #1 hit with Ace, and #1 hit with Mike and the Mechanics, #1 hit with Squeeze, and #1, I don't even know if it was #1, but Don't Shed a Tear for Me. Great song. Love Paul Carrack. So Fergal's been waiting all this time for that stuff, and it just came back to New York. Didn't come to me, wound up back in the Postal Service, and then wound up going back to Ireland and floating around there forever and ever and ever and never getting there, and then finally sent back to me. So I took it all out and sent it this time. In the interim, I had sent another one, which I can't find the receipt for in the tracking, so I don't know where that even is. Too many things to track. Too many things. Receipts are a funny thing, aren't they? A lot of us probably don't keep track of receipts. I know I'm guilty of that, and I'm trying to be better at it, especially now with Bashers, because this is kind of like a business thing. It's my job now. So every single time I get something for the channel, I save the receipts. I'm saving receipts for everything I lay out for Rose, for her thing. So, I'm trying to be a responsible adult. But eventually down the road, I guess I'll be paying taxes on this whole thing. So I guess it's a good thing to do that. I know people go, oh, that's a write-off. Like my whole life, I'm always like, what exactly does that mean? So I did a whole deep dive on how that's done. So now I'm saving all my receipts for everything. But when I go to the post office, usually the ladies I deal with at the post office are so nice, and they know me by now. They're like, what are you sending now? Where's it going? I'm like, I'm sending this. and they all know about the channel and all the bastards, and like, is that for one of the bastards? I'm like, yeah, it is. Of course it is. Why would I send anything if it wasn't for one of you guys? Why would I bother? So he's been waiting all this time. Hopefully he gets it. It's in Dublin right now. I just tracked it, and it got through the center before where it got stuck last time. But the weird thing is, the last time he's in kind of the southwestish part of, I'm not going to tell you where he is, but in the southwestern part of western part of mid-southwestern part of Ireland. And they sent it way up, not Northern Ireland, but up north. And then there's some kind of customs facility there. And then they sent it back to Dublin and then back to me. I'm like, why just would you just send it there? What is the problem with this? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares Wednesdays? Who cares? Who cares? As Carolyn Martin would say, who cares? Who cares? I only say that Carolyn Martin says that because she always repeats it to me, and I think it's really, really funny. Nick Sisto in the room, looking handsome as ever. You handsome couple, you're so cute. Look at that. Fantastic. Vaughn is here. Good afternoon, all you dashing bastardly bastards. I think I've recovered from the train wreck that was whatever yesterday evening. Too bad Michaela didn't have more of the floor. Well, I guess we could open up that ball of wax. I'm very proud of her. Without publicly stating my opinion of that whole thing, she was, first of all, so ladylike, so elegant and well-spoken. And, Sheen did a commentary on it, and I joined him for a short time, for about an hour-ish. And gobsmacked, my dearest. Gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked about Michaela. That's her Instagram at Michaela de Chatillon. Please take note and be a follower because she's wonderful. Wow, I don't really know what that's about. And listen, she was invited by these people. I don't exactly think she knew exactly what it was going to entail or what she was going to get into or up against or whatever, but it's certainly not a place for a woman of her caliber. And listen, people go through what they go through. Like I say at the end of the show, you don't know what a person's going through. But wow, trashy, most of it. And I don't want to blame the girls. I blame the guys because I found it to be misogynistic and, very caveman-y. When he started, I really felt like at one point, the Brian, that's the main guy, host guy, he tried to corner her in a way. And, because she was talking about marriage and how she believed in it, which is a wonderful thing, and how he kind of felt like, I think she tried to explain it as best as she could, and I just don't think he was hearing her. And then when he tried to make a point, he kind of sputtered out, and he couldn't really form the words or the sentence or the process that he was trying to come up with to try to poo-poo her on it. And I just thought she came off as so elegant. And I'm not trying to be superficial or anything, but my God, she was gorgeous. I mean, the lady in red, wow, she just looked so beautiful, and she held her own. And I gotta admit, I heard it went to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I will skim through it later on, as painful as it kind of was. Then the two Aussie girls, the OnlyFans girls, left, and for good reason, because listen, I'm not against, people got to do what they got to do in this life. They have to make their own choices, and that's fine. And I'm, like a hooker with a heart of gold, or an OnlyFans girl, with a, leg up the ladder. A person has control of their own destiny, and I think that they should be allowed to do so. The choices that people make do have an impact on them later in life. I think today's society is a little bit different. 25, 35 years ago, you'd just be branded a porn star, but this is more entrepreneurial, I guess, because you don't have pimps and you're in your own domain, you're making your own money. What's one way of looking at it, but what's the impact later on when you have children? If you decide to do that, what is the impact later on your self-esteem? Maybe you're fine with it, and if you're fine with it, that's fine. That's fine too. What are you guys' thoughts on the whole thing? I mean, I just felt bad for but I'm an old softy. I feel bad for people when stuff like that happens. I thought that the Israeli Arabic woman and the Kazakhstani woman were pretty cool. They were really strong, especially because listen, the Israeli Arabic woman, she liked the floor. She's got a lot of practice in public speaking, or just at least controlling a conversation, because she was a Budinsky for sure. But I thought that Kazakhstani woman, coming from the kind of culture that she comes from, and she explained it very, very well, that she's not Middle Eastern, that she is mid-Asian. Technically, Kazakhstan is seriously a part of Asia. They are Russian, they are Asian, they have traces of so many different cultures within. Kazakhstanis come in many, many colors. And she tried to illustrate basically the way Kazakhstanis have been brought up and what their history and I thought she was an incredible example of a woman who knew where she came from and where she wants to go. I thought it was pretty cool, and I think she had Michaela's back. As far as I saw, up until I did not watch it past, I guess around 9 or 10 o'clock. About 10 o'clock is when I said it's time for me to make dinner, which I did. Franco Fiore upvoted. Thank you so much. Grazie mille, signore. Grazie. Angelo Minichello, welcome back, subscriber. Hi, all. Hope is well for everyone. It's just, I would love to get an answer, but I'll have to get it from the big guy, because he currently, this channel still falls under the umbrellas of the Timeless Watch channel, Ocean Malley channel. So he's the guy with the in, and he's got a huge channel, so he does have somebody who could probably figure out that information. We will get there and find out what it is. Listen, the subscriber thing is one thing, like Bat saying, well, why doesn't it move? Why does it stay the same when, we see new people in here all the time and they say they're subscribed and it doesn't prove to be true. But when you guys, the true bastards, the real guys and girls that have been part of the show what is it? When did I start doing this? In October? I mean, that shouldn't happen to you, because you're the most loyal people on YouTube. This gang of folks are, exemplary kindness, night and day. Dean upvoted. Number 8 in the room, Dean. Angelo says, Waltham Wednesdays. Send me a Waltham. You got one? Did you send me one? Let's see. I'm waiting. I've been waiting for a Waltham like you to come into my Gmail. I'm waiting. You sending one, Angelo? I'd love to show Waltham. Love it. Ginge, what a prat that guy on whatever podcast was. What a prat. It makes me wonder. What a dumpy pumpkin. And, this is just a guy that, everybody loves to consider themselves such an entrepreneur nowadays. And look, it's true. Look at the type of people and the type of channels. Now, I'm not talking about Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or any of those. Because of PewDiePie. These are people that actually have stuff and they do stuff. This felt so trafficky to me. It felt like they were trafficking young women. It felt so demeaning and disgraceful. Now, most of these girls couldn't have a conversation to save their lives. Some of them came into their own a little bit later on, but for the most part, it was. It makes me worried. Listen, I've got nieces and nephews that age, and like my niece, she's their age, and she Phi Beta Kappa, and she's got her act together, and I guess it's where you come from. I guess these girls have a story, and maybe that's why they wind up doing what they do. And I'm not judging anybody for making the choices that they make. It's purely theirs. I don't think it's fair for any of us to act like, like, listen, Michaela is very conservative. And I mean, and it came off that way. She's very proudly conservative. As you know, I'm pretty much straight up the middle. I'm, fiscally conservative in my leanings, and I'm socially very liberal. I think people should be able to do whatever they want. Do I believe in a smaller government? Absolutely. I don't think government should be nosing their business into what you do, really. It's none of their business unless you're doing something that harms other people. I will not, and I do not, I will never understand big pharma being able to rape and control the prices of drugs and the things that save people's lives. It's just nonsense. We need more Star Trek in our world. But yeah, that guy, and he's got a huge channel. He built this. It used to be a prank channel, which was probably fun back in the day, but obviously didn't work out. So he said, hey, let's just get a lot of slutty young girls and who do homemade porn on the side, and we'll get them in a corral, and we'll just ask them a bunch of questions and make them look like idiots. That's the format of the show, as far as I could tell. But it's a big show. People watch it. I'm sure it's a bunch of goofy middle-aged guys that couldn't get arrested if they tried with a woman. Likely, like the host. I mean, he's just, nothing to look at. I thought that the guy Andrew, snarky as he was, a little bit more informed, very opinionated, a little bit arrogant. But the other guy, I don't get that. He's got a girlfriend. And why is his girlfriend with him? Probably because he's got a huge YouTube channel, because he provides well. He probably has to buy her some nice gifts, and maybe that's why, because I doubt that guy just didn't have a single iota of sincerity at all. And when confronted with a woman of Michaela's character, the caliber of woman, of a human, that caliber, he was gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. Didn't know what to say or do. Kind of just wanted to pounce on her for being right in her opinion. It's her opinion, and he asked her what her opinion is. You don't try to debunk somebody's opinion. It's because it's an opinion. You try to debunk people who proclaim something to be fact. If you think something is factual, and they're wrong, then you try to debunk it. Arguing with somebody's opinion seems pointless to me, because it's very hard to change what people think. Now, she happens to be happily married to a swell, wonderful guy, and she really likes being married, and that's great. And he asked her about it, and then he just tried to debunk it, and he just kept gnawing away at it. Went on for like 40 minutes, and she held her composure and sat up straight. Did anybody else notice that other than me, that she sat up straight the whole time? The poise on her is just outrageous, and yeah, I made a comment on the show, because listen, when I'm on my own show, it's one thing, but when I'm with Asheen, we have a little bit of comic relief when we think it's funny. Made a couple comments that I'll just quote Arthur, the movie Arthur with Dudley Moore, Sir John Gielgud, and Liza Minnelli. And when he goes to Liza Minnelli, who's a prostitute, when he goes to her house to meet her father, and he goes with Dudley Moore, and he goes, one usually needs to go to a bowling alley to meet a woman of this caliber. That, it was just, no one was in her league at all. Ginge, the guy on the left. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. And I agree, Ginge. I totally agree. Andrew Wolkowicz says, in this modern sensitive world, would Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs even get a chance? No. I mean, if you want to talk about that kind of thing, that's a whole other. You want to take a left turn? No. I mean, that song, I looked up that song, that I told you guys I'm obsessed with. The did everybody listen to it? Anybody ever listen to it? Tell me your thoughts on it if you haven't seen it. Unfortunately, you can't play stuff on the channel because copyright infringement, unless I'm doing a reaction video. So maybe if I titled the next one reaction video, maybe I could play music. I don't know how it works, but like I said, I'll have to wait until this is under my own umbrella. And I don't, because if this channel gets a strike, Asheen gets a strike, or if Asheen gets a strike, this channel gets a strike. So that's a problem. You know, we watched the Eurovision thing innocently. We were just there to have fun. Why would we think these uncopywritten, or maybe they are copywritten, that content would be something you get a strike from? It was ludicrous. Ludicrous. Hitesh C, upvote number 24. Number 24 to you. Far Away So Close. What a great song. Incredible 355 behind you, man. It sure is, but it ain't real. Far Away So Close. One of my favorite U2 songs. I do have a lot of guitars. I do not have a 355. I have a Howard Roberts Fusion now. You want to see it? Which is way cooler. This is a green screen. In case Far Away, you're obviously new to the show. I'm in my tiny little studio, so in order to make my show look cooler, I have a green screen, which I changed for Watch Fashion Place. But I do have this instrument. If you're a big 355, 335 guy, you might appreciate this beautiful thing. And this is a Gibson Howard Roberts Fusion semi-hollow body guitar that Emmett O'Malley also has. Mine is black. His is Tobacco Sunburst. This is it's the most beautiful guitar I own. I have a lot of guitars, and see that now you can see the green screen because it disappears because of the reflection. It is basically it's like a 335 or a 355. It's a little bit deeper because 335s are very, very thin. But it has, it's got the Alnicos in it. And this beautiful Art Deco fingers tailpiece, ebony fingerboard. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful instrument. And so, yeah, I would love to have a 355 because I'm a big Alex Lifeson fan, obviously, because I have a Howard Roberts. And I bought a Howard Roberts because Emmett had a Howard Roberts, and I wanted one. And I got a great deal on it. Way back when, I think I bought it in 2001. And it's a 93. Emmett's got an 87, which is really cool. Thought you'd enjoy that. Thank you, Far Away So Close. I love that song. I haven't listened to that album in a long time. One of my favorites by them. Whoop, whoop, still subscribed. Thanks, Dave Fitzsimons, who's also a Patreon. So I'll look at this. Far Away So Close. Well, I just told you the story now that I know, and you sent a super chat, Canadian $6.99. But Jimmy Baki, my guitar player in Hitman, has a 335, which he absolutely adores, and they're great. I wish I had one. This is a green screen. It's green. There's the 335. Yeah. There's a wall back there with an air conditioner in it. I just makes my studio look cooler. Once I have my Italian studio, so I'll make sure it's all real. Maybe I'll do reclaimed wood and stuff to try to make it look like that. What would I need, though, to complete this? See, now this Telecaster over there, I have one. It's green, so it's not going to show up on this because of the green screen. But if you see that is an American Tele Deluxe with a maple fingerboard. And guess what? You can't see it here, but this is a 1998 Gibson American Deluxe. Exact same guitar as that one. Exactly. That is in a Cherry Burst. And it's teal. So anything green does not show up on my screen because obviously I've got a green screen. But I do have one. And the mother of pearl pickguard, it didn't come with, I put it on there. So yeah. So that's my story about that 355. Don't have one, but that is beautiful though, huh? And I only have a Bigsby on my Bigsby is a tremolo thing, a tremolo guitar that most people who, if you don't know about guitars, you don't know what that is. But it's a tremolo bar. You can go. Those are more old-fashioned D50 style for rock and roll, Chuck Berry kind of thing, or in modern era, or not so modern anymore, like Chris Isaac. No, I want to fall in love with you. That had a lot of Bigsby on it. Most guitars have much more modern ones than the strings lock and all that stuff. Those are called Floyd Roses and stuff. I have 2 guitars with those on them, but I do have. So I have a Strat. I don't have I have a Gibson Les Paul. I don't have a Gibson Les Paul. I would love a Les Paul. I do have a Telly. I have the Howard Roberts instead of that there, and I actually have 3 Strats. I have 2 Strats, and I have a Mexican Strat, I have a Japanese Strat, and I have a Fender Bullet, which is actually kind of a guitar that's in much demand lately. So I found out, and it's pristine, except it's really ugly. Like I'd love to have it painted orange, and we have a great guy in New York that everybody uses. Everybody goes to him. His name is Matt at 30th Street Guitars. I was thinking about at one point in the game, I might like to have that guitar refinished. It's tobacco sunburst, but it's ugly. And it's kind of got, I think they were built as student guitars, but for some reason, some punk dude, one of those Blink 182 or what's the biggest punk pop thing ever? Green Day. I think he played one for a while. Now he's got a signature guitar. So I think he plays Les Paul Juniors. And they made one just for him. But they're cool. I mean, guitars are like watches, you know. I mean, I don't have any luck. The only thing I don't have. Well, I would love a great Les Paul. I don't have one. I've really wanted a Gibson Explorer for years and years and years, but not a regular one. I want the 90, which is 90% of the scale. But they're cool. Far away, so close. Fun story. It's a green screen. Far away, so close. See this? I'm touching the 355 and the Strat right now. Yeah, it's funny shit. I mean, most people don't know because it looks pretty good. Be honest with you, I grabbed it off the internet about a year ago, and I said, "Oh, that's a cool picture. Let me see if that works in green screen." I do have serious studio lighting, which I didn't have. If you watch the early editions of iBashers, I'm sitting in front of a black tarp with room lights. It's so awful looking, and now I'm in 1080p, and I've got diffuser lights, and all thanks to the Bastards. You know, there's things that I slowly worked my way up to make the show better. Now I'm going mobile. I'll be going mobile on Friday. I'll be doing a walkabout to the end of the world. I'll be doing that on Friday because it seems like Friday's the day to do so. And I really enjoy bringing those to you. I really and truly enjoy doing that. Easy E, hey buddy, crazy at work all day, but I watched more of the stupidest stream cast just to see if Michaela had more speak time, and she did. Oh shit, okay. Ush will like that she called Brian inelegant at 4 hours 34 minutes. Oh man, I hope somebody makes a short out of that. Yeah, inelegant would be a perfect word, the antithesis to what she is, because she couldn't possibly be more elegant and eloquent as she speaks and says things. Incredibly beautiful. Yeah, I'm just saying, hey, Chris Boyd, you sent me a picture of Poppy on the beach, but there's nothing in it. Just letting you know for the Bastards Gallery, sent from my iPhone. I don't see it. Is there an earlier one? Just so you know, Chris, the Poppy on the beach picture, there's a new one. It says forward, but there's no picture in it. And of course, we want to see Poppy on the beach. I think, oh, wait a second. Did you send me a video from way back when? Poppy on the beach. It's a movie. Hold on. Yeah, it's a video. I can't play videos in that format, I guess. So I'm just looking to see what everybody's sending me for the Bastards Gallery. I like to have everything backed up so I know what everybody's going to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, inelegant. I can't wait to see that. The stream went 7.5 hours. I have 2 more choirs to go. I think she stayed for the whole exhausting thing, which I will watch after your show, Turkey. Thanks, Easy E. Yeah, I want to see the rest of it too. I'm going to do a little food shopping for Rose after the show, and then maybe tonight. Because Paul's doing an overnight at his mom's, so I'll have the night to myself, where I can watch everything. What did I watch? So I finally watched the Roger Federer. Thank you, Easy, very much. Oh wait, let's finish that up. There were some comments about her stunningness around the 4.5 hour mark, but she made her alien points succinctly and spot on. Hope she gets way more clicks, hits, interest out of that horror show. Listen, that's the whole objective of that show, because you want to get on there, have people see you, see what you're about, click and like and follow you on your YouTube channel, and on your Instagram, and then disassociate. Obviously, that's what you would want to do. It's super important, because there's no reason for her to ever go back. So I saw a couple of girls were return guests, just a lot of flailing around. And, like I said, I don't like to judge people. It's not nice. I don't know what's going on in their lives. I don't know where they came from. I don't know if they have despicable lives, and the only way they could figure out what, but, listen, it's none of my business. And it's not for you or I to judge how people do that. I don't like to be that person. And listen, I've always said prostitution should be legal. That way, if like a woman could sell her toaster, she could sell her vagina. It's hers. Why can she sell her toaster, but she can't sell that? However, there are problems that happen with that, and that is when it's illegal. Like anything that's illegal, there's an under a crowd of people like pimps and rings that will make money off of you. So you become a reason for them to suppress you and to oppress you and all those things. So, that's why it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. And this is all, that's such good coffee. Still drinking Michaela's Ulius Meinl in honor of her. Man, I forgot how creamy and delicious that stuff is. It all goes back to the Bible, because so many of our laws are based on like what did one of our states, I forget what it is. I'm not going to say which one. You guys will probably know better than me. I bet you it's going to be a foreigner too. It's either Tennessee or Mississippi, or somebody just enacted a law that is based on the 10 Commandments, like a state law. I was like, well, sure, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. So what happens if you look at your neighbor's wife? You're going to get arrested. Do not covet thy neighbor's wife nor goods, right? Those are, what are those, 8 and 9 or whatever? I mean, thou shalt not kill, obviously. Thou shalt not steal, sure. I can't name the rest of them. Should we look it up? The 10 Commandments. Let's see what they are. Let's take a list. How funny. What do we do? I should do this on Sunday Mass, right? It's a Chrome tab. Okay, so here we go. So here it is. You shall have no other gods before me. Okay. Paul McCartney. You shall not make idols. Ronnie James Dio. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Well, I do that probably every day. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Well, I mean, whose Sabbath? Honor your mother and father. Well, sure. You shall not murder. Are we changing the text of the 10 Commandments now? Because last time I was in church, they've changed all the wording around to make it sound more kumbaya, which I found annoying. You shall not commit adultery. Well, that's why that guy doesn't want to get married. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. That's a good one. That's good. And you shall not covet. See, they changed this. You shall not covet. Look, they totally got rid of this. One of them used to be, you shall not covet thy neighbor's wife, and you shall not covet thy neighbor's goods. So now it's, you just shall. So are we missing one now? This is modern. This is modern. What a load of shite. What a load of shite that is. It's Ken Furby. Hello, everyone from England. Long-term listener, and to my shame, long-term non-contributor. Hey, you know what, Ken Furby? Welcome to the show. Hey, man, you can be a looky-loo and hang around and just watch the bastards talk. But you know what? I'm a bastard. You're a bastard. Wouldn't you like to be a bastard too? Enter and tell us more about, how about this, Ken Furby? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from England. We know that. You're a long-term listener. And it's no shame. Sometimes you don't want to get involved. I watch shows and don't say anything too. But this happens to be a very engaging gang of folks. We all kind of know the ins and outs of each other. And it's really cool. I've met so many. Listen, I've been a bartender for 20, 30 years of my life. Rock and roller, been singing in a rock and roll band, to traveling the world, playing gigs, etc. Right? And I don't think I've ever met nicer people than I have here, right here at iBashers. So tell us more about Ken Furby, because we want to know. I want to know. Vasilios P. Sorry I'm late. Good evening to all. It's late for you, though. You're in Greece. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you. Better late than never. Dean with the £4.99 super sticker. Let's hit you up with what are we going to give you for Fortnite? I'm going to try something different. What haven't we done in a while? You know, you guys should tell me ahead of time when you super chat, and we're going to talk about the giveaway in a couple of minutes. Because I've been this is a collaboration. Let me get this done. Let me honor Dean for his beautiful contribution. Let's go Gong Woman Husband. That's because she said so. So tomorrow, and I'm gonna boot this up. Where is it? Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to be giving away one of the beautiful Carolyn Martin pens. But we're not going to be exactly giving away one. One of you lucky winners tomorrow, and I haven't decided how we want to do it. Maybe we should talk about how you guys want to do it. The last couple of times we've been doing, and you know, the guessing the number crap isn't great. But you know what I'll do? I'll do it. I'll be talking about something in the earlier part of the show, so you need to watch the whole show, and that'll be the first. So there's 4 pens in total. There's 4 pens in total, and they're red. iBashers red, and I'm going to get to them. This is the wood. Starts out with how she starts to make these beautiful pens. Starts out with raw wood, right? And she's making a coffee pen. This is beautiful, right? Coffee and milk, beautiful. This is how she gets started. This is the resins that she uses to make the iBashers pens. Incredible, right? And there it is. So one of you lucky people tomorrow will be winning one of Carolyn Martin's absolutely RGC pens, one of her beautiful handcrafted. These are handmade pens. They're absolutely gorgeous. We have 2 of them in the house, and they are the only pens I like to write with. And I don't travel with them like in my daily because I'm afraid I'll lose it, because I lose things. And look at the different resins and stuff that she uses. And I'm assuming she's wearing a GMT Master 2 in that picture. All right, that's what that looks like to me. Look at this. That's the beautiful pen. So one of you beautiful people will win this pen tomorrow. And this is a collaboration with the gorgeous and beautiful Carolyn Martin, because she is not only the girl with the wrench and the most amazing person and a big, big helper out on this channel, but she's also a master craftsman. She wears many hats. She's very multi-talented. But the other opportunity is, and let me put this back up there because I think you should see. So here's the opportunity. This is what Carolyn Martin said she wants to do, because she is going to be contributing these watches to the channel, because that's the way she operates. So the first person who gets the answer right is going to be the winner of this. But there's also 3 up for grabs, but they're not free. She's asking for anybody, the first 3 people with a $50 super chat in tomorrow's show, to the first 3 people who do a $50 super chat. This is what she asked for, the parameters of her show, because you know these pens cost hundreds of dollars. They're very expensive. They're as high a quality as you could possibly get. They're up there with the great pens of the world. They're just not in fancy shops and fancy windows. These are handcrafted, beautiful writing instruments. They're not even pens, they're writing instruments. So she says, well, I'd like to help the channel out. And she goes, I would like to contribute these pens. First guy can win it. First gal can win it. And the other 3, $50 super chat. The first 3 people who come up with that get the other pens, which I was like, well, that's awfully sweet of you. She's a great contributor to not only my channel, but to so many people. She's such a great person. She's so philanthropic, and she's always thinking about other people. And she has been nothing but a great friend. And I've never met her in person. It's not like, we do chit chat on the phone, because she's been instrumental in helping me and several other people that she believes in. She's been she's one of the reasons why I do the show. She and Asheen ganged up on me and said, listen, you just lost that stupid job, and you're always, you're on iBashers. Why don't you just take the show over and do it yourself? And I was like, I don't think I can do it, but that's Carolyn Martin. That's all I have to say. Melly C, good day, Dirk and all the bashes. Melly C, good day to you. Do you have some Mork and Mindy for us today? I don't see any. We can't get enough. Here's Steiny. Greetings from Norway. Have opened a door for an older man, and he said, thank you. Aw, man. High five, Steiny. Always hold the door open for elderly people. Can I tell you funny? You want to hear a funny story? So the dragons, right? You all know who they are. I don't say DL anymore. So yesterday, I'm running around all over the city. Thank you, Steiny, so much. And of course, you're a wonderful bastard. Look at you. Always do that. Thank you for loving the show. Thank you for being a part of it. So yesterday, I'm running around. I visit the Irish Center, got all my paperwork, paid for my new passport. And, it's so much more involved than that because I haven't renewed it in so long. So I had to redo everything. So then I had to go down to the Worth Street and go get my grandmother's death certificate and all this crazy shit. So I'm walking out of my apartment and I walk downstairs, and the mother of DL, the DL's husband's mom, because they all live in the building, is in the hallway by itself. Her very, very old. It's a very small dog. I think it's some kind of Chihuahua. It's all there in the front as you walk out the door. There's like, this dog just sitting there, and he sees me, comes running up to me so scared. I'm like, I don't talk to them because of the crap they've been putting us through. Like she's not allowed to speak to me legally. But, like I always hold the door open for her, no, but the husband, and I'm just not going to be that person. I did hold the door open for her one day, but anyway, so I didn't know what to do, so I knocked on her door, and I got away from the peephole because I knew that if somebody saw me in the peephole, they weren't going to answer the door. So I went like this, and I heard the kid, their son, they have a beautiful, beautiful little boy, and he came to the door and he opened up and he went, ah. And then she looked out and she saw me and she went to go slam the door really hard. And I put my foot in the door and I went, your dog is in the hallway. And she went like this, oh God. And, she's, I don't know if she even speaks English very well. I don't know. But she went, oh God. And I handed her the dog and she went, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then slammed the door. You know what, man? We can all be better people at the end of the day. I mean, obviously this is a dog, so my radar goes up. If it was her in the hallway, I probably would have just kept going. But this poor dog it's a very old dog, maybe 15, 16-year-old dog, and it saw me and it was like help, like I'm in this, they haven't lived here that long. This dog doesn't know where he is, and she just moved apartments from upstairs to this downstairs thing, and I was like, you know what, whatever. And I was just like, wow, she just, she was going to slam the door on my face. Not because I ever did anything to her, but because her daughter-in-law did everything to us, which is just crazy. Like, what does she know? Is she in on it? Was she instructed stay away from them? I've always helped her with her groceries before the shit hit the fan. They came in, I offered to help, all the time, because being neighborly. When you live in a building with other people, you see them all the time. You want to be neighborly. This building has been had nothing but wonderful people who I've been friends with and will continue to be friends with for the rest of my life. People who occupied various apartments. It's always been very close knit. So anyway, that all comes from you, Steiny, and congratulations, because you know what, you're a bastard. Dean says, easy, I've not listened to this podcast. Sounds like I should pass. It's called Whatever, the Whatever podcast. Just go skip around, go to where he told you to and have a look-see at that. It's weird. Andrew says, I scratched my nose and the screen got frozen. I did a whole observation thing on what people do on camera, and I touch my face a lot, and that's something that's very bad to do. I try not to do it, but you can't help it. I'm just sitting here talking in front of a TV screen. I know you're all there, but it's true. And the screen froze. I have oh shit, you know what I just realized? Crap. How's it now? I just realized that the Wi-Fi on my computer was on, and that's bad because I have a gigabit Ethernet cable connected. I don't generally, but I was sending pictures to send the Carolyn Martin pictures from my phone to the computer so I could pull them up on email. I turned it on for a second. And you know what? I realized that I had it on for one show last week. I think it was actually Sunday Mass, and it looks really shitty. That's because it's Wi-Fi. I don't know. Hands, knees, and toss. Captain Dirk, beam me up, Scotty. Hands, knees, and toss. Up his own. Right. What a douche that guy was. Hey, a doc and his watch. Hey, Dirk. Hope you're doing great, my friend. Great to see you too. Dot. I love that. You have like a dot in there. That's very clever. Hey, Doc. A doc and his watch. A doctor and his watch. You know, my dentist. My dentist. It was so funny. And Paul's like, hey, don't wear that to the office. Because, like, you know, like I have Paul's insurance. I'm on Paul's insurance, and you know, I lost my job, and I had to have a ton of stuff done. I had like a gum issue that I had to get straightened out. And I have a great dentist. And he's great, and he's a super watch guy, big time Rolex guy, GMT Master 2 sub. He's got a whole bunch, and it was around the time that I got the Milgauss. And I was so excited for him to see it, and I wore it, and I could tell, like, he was like, you know, like, not like I gave him a sob story, because, you know, we pay our bill and everything, but it's like, I think he gave us a good deal, because, you know, it's like, I'm not rich or anything. I was a gift, you know, and he saw that and he was like, whoa. And then the next time I went in there, he had a brand new piece on, and I loved doctors have such great doctors, or like, not everybody loves to talk about golf. Great watches on doctors, because I find that one, and we even talked about the Milgauss, you know, because if he's doing some kind, he's around medical equipment, you know, obviously it's an amagnetic or anti-magnetic watch. They're all amagnetic now. Actually, it probably is amagnetic because it's got a silicone hairspring. But it's amazing, a doc and his watch. I always just because I take pictures of guys on the subway because their watches, you know, I'll be like, what do you think they do? What do you think that they do? Because sometimes you see some great, but I've been seeing a lot of Panerai on the subway, which I think is crazy, because Panerai hasn't had a very big presence on wrists in New York City ever. Usually when you see like something really cool, it's usually Cartier, Omega, Rolex. I see a lot of fake Rolexes on the subway, and you know, I've had 2 fake Rolexes. I've had 2 Canal Street jobs, so I know what I know what to look for. It's like, even from far away, I can tell. But it's very interesting. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Hiteshi 36 out of 39. Hey, well, there's 56 now. It just goes to show you how way back in the chat room I am. Hans Niesendon, that guy's mantra, if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. Yeah, and he didn't have one, Hans. He totally didn't have one. Dean, a panel of 6 20-year-olds talking dating, right to vote. Yeah, I know. It's just, you know, including Michaela, who put the misogynistic host in his place a few times. Sure did. Hey, Junior Johnson. Hello, Hansy. Hello. He's talking to you, Hans Niesendon. Kevin Landon's here. Hello, Dirk. Michaela defines the word lady. Amen, brother. Joining you and being so proud. I'm so proud of her. First of all, I mean, the second the stream started, you just saw girls with her boobs hanging out, leather tops, and then a woman who looked like she just walked off the Champs-Elysees. You know, she was having high tea at a palace. She was sitting so upright, like a lady. They don't make ladies anymore like that, you know? They really don't. She's from a very small island, so small they had it carpeted. We're talking small, but boom. You guys are hilarious. Hilarious. You know what time it is, though? What time is it, guys? It's time for the Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world, because it's your show. I just host it. The incredible stylings of Mr. Emmett O'Malley, the incredible maestro of so many things. Not only is he a terrific guy and one of my best friends on earth, I fucking love him. Um, so honored, so honored. This is a guy that that I vacation with. That I've shared a million drinks with him and Dana and the kids, and of course Rasheen. Like I can't even imagine going away without them. I can't even imagine it. Because I used to go away with Paul's dad and stepmom. That was kind of like for 20 years, and then they started getting a little bit older and slowing down a little bit, and life got in the way. And then, the O'Malleys and us just started, Oshim's living in Italy, and we just started traveling together. And we've had so many amazing times. We've shared anniversaries and birthdays. And I just think about, I get a little choked up thinking about it. Like, I think it was like our 28th anniversary, and we were like in the hills outside of Vicenza, and they threw like a party for us, and it was amazing. And then we were able to return the favor. Well, it was a combo. Paul had a big agriturismo, which is like one of these. If you don't know what this is in Italy, it's like the most amazing thing. It's like it's a place where you can stay or have dinner, and it's everything that you have is from the property. It's like from the farm or the, like I guess the meats and the all the stuff comes from there. The wine is supposed to be from there too. And we had this thing. It was a family reunion, but it was also their daughter's birthday, and we just got to share some amazing life events, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's great stuff. And somehow my sister always misses the trips. She's always supposed to come, but because her life is so full and she's so busy all the time, like it's always like last minute I can't come, which sucks. One of these days you're gonna have to make sure you do it, and hopefully that's when I'm living over there. And that's why, when we get our place over there, we want to make sure it's got lots of bedrooms so anybody can just pop in at a moment's notice, because that's what it's for. It's for that sharing. Angelo Minichello starting out with a moonshot, shot with his Olympus. So we talked about how apparently the Android's got software in it built in to enhance the pictures of the moon. All I know is that I've got an iPhone 14 Pro, and if I take a picture of the moon, it just looks like a dot of light. It's got no detail, nothing. I can't make it look good, even with all the lenses and stuff, but all the Androids look great. Shag Daddy, he took a picture in front of my face, and it looked like NASA took it. With a 4-year-old Android, but this is a unadulterated shot that he took on this looks pretty good, but it doesn't have the detail that those Androids has. See, this is just with a real SLR, an Olympus. Looks great. I mean, it looks like the moon, right? What's your favorite song about the moon? I think I love The Whole of the Moon was that the Waterboys? I always loved that song. I always did. Let me open this up. I'm going to read something to you that Julian, our dear Julian, sent some poetry. And so what I'll do is I'll read it to you. It says, "Greetings, Dirk, thought of the day. But what I dream, 200 years are flown, and thou from earth art gone. Long since, and in some quiet churchyard laid, some country nook, where o'er thy unknown grave tall grasses and white flowering nettles wave, under a dark red fruited yew tree's shade." That is from Lou Silver Harrison. And he just sent that to make us all feel better. Beautiful. Paul always says that I hate poets, and it's so not true. I love poetry. Obviously, I write lyrics, and I love the art of it. My only problem is when people call themselves poets. Like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, I'm a banker." "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm an attorney." "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm a poet." Just sounds so arrogant and stupid, right? And then he says, "Yesterday you posted pictures of the watch I made and didn't include the story." Okay, let me go and find that for dear Julian. Okay. Okay, so great. I'm going to let me put up these pictures. Well, actually, I'll read it first because I can't do both for some reason. Against all odds, I managed to finishing off the Flieger pilot watch duty. The only thing holding it up was the watch strap. Thankfully, it arrived at midday today. I was able to size and fit it. The rest was spent photographing and editing these pictures. A tip for watch people: most people almost always fit a new leather strap straight on a watch, and that is very wrong. I always soak for 2 hours. My father-in-law will attest to that. My new watch strap in sapphire leather conditioner, and polish them and let it dry and buff up with horsehair brush, and then it's beautiful and supple. How great is that? I cannot recommend it enough. The Rios 1931 watch straps and deployant buckles, in my opinion, are the finest straps made in the world, and they're not cheap. They never are. But they're not expensive. They're available in all types of leathers, and particularly one in buffalo. I hope in time for you to feature these in the Bashtards Gallery tonight, and now I will show them to you. But that's not the one that he made, though. No, it is. Okay. Sorry for flailing a little bit. Just want to make sure that I have this right. No, these are the same ones. Okay, so here's the pictures of the watch he put together. Beautiful. So you can see what it's all about. What's it all about, Julian? Great. And of course, he, with his artistic flair, amazing. Beautiful. That deployant is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That strap looks beautiful. I'll never forget when my father-in-law first got his Speedmaster on leather. Great deal. Right time. $3,800. I think he bought it for brand new. Amazing. And he bought it on Amazon. Can you believe that? And I was like, buy that, buy that, buy that. Obviously, a bit of $1,000 more if it was on the bracelet. This is beautiful, Julian. And now it's got the story. Thanks, kiddo. I remember when he was so mad. He's like, this strap doesn't fit. I said, you have to break that in. And now, of course, it fits like a glove, and he's super, super happy with it. Andrew Wolkovich with the kids and a bed-making trouble scenario. You can never make the bed when the cats are sleeping on there. Look at that. Look at the size of that cat. That's a big cat. Big cat. Big, big, big cat. Beautiful cat. You're a baby. Oh, when they snuggle, when they get along, it's the greatest thing. I've never had cats that didn't get along. Never. Murray wasn't that fond of Laverne, only because she came in and she was a girl and he felt she was bossy. So he finally got to make the bed, and this is the aftermath with his little throw on the top. It isn't that nice. But they're compliant. They got off and they got back on. Right back to where they are. That's one thing about a cat. They'll always find a cozy spot. As Melly C always says, just put out an Amazon box, and they're happy to do so. Here's Ray Ray in the room with that's cool, man. I can't even tell what this is, Ray Ray. The incomparable Ray Meehan, everybody. Look at that thing. Oh, that's that new one, the new Boulevard, right? Wow, is that sick looking? This looks like it's Ridley Scott or H.R. Geiger. Look at that. That's cool. That's amazing. They're remaking this watch. Am I right, Ray Ray? Am I correct? Am I incorrect? You let me know, because I'm not quite sure. Beautiful. New pastime from Ray Ray. Hey, what do you got going on here? Uh-oh. See, I'm afraid to do that. I'm not afraid of bees. I'm cautious around bees. I'm not allergic to them or anything, but look at Ray Ray the beekeeper. Holy shit. You got big rocks on the top of that, right? These are honeybees, I'm assuming. You pull them out. I'm very funny about honey. Like I'm a vegetarian, and I have been for most of my life, since I was very young. And I'm a vegetarian. I am not a half-arsed vegetarian. I don't eat anything that has animals in it. But there is some gray areas. Like I am lacto-ovo, that I do eat eggs and milk, because I'm not giving up cheese for anybody. Fuck it. We're watching. Can I digress for a second, Ray Ray? So we're watching this YouTube channel. I flip around. I love to watch. Who cares? I flip around, and met up with this couple, and they're a slightly older couple. She had just turned I don't know, like 60 or 65 or something. I don't know. And they moved to Paris. Something happened, and they go to Jules Verne restaurant, which is very expensive restaurant on the second tier of the Le Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower. It's very expensive, and I'm not going to say it's touristy because it's a lot of money. But it's been around for a really long time. And the sommelier approaches them and they're like, oh, well, we don't drink. And then the guy gave them attitude because he's French. And, and I was thinking, oh, fuck. And then later on, we found out that she, had an issue with alcohol. And okay, so, she's in recovery, whatever. So, you're not obligated to drink just because you're in a French restaurant, especially a fancy one. And listen, that's how they make a lot of their money is, because liquor is 1,000% markup, slightly different in France where things are much cheaper. But, he apparently gave her a lot of attitude and stuff and felt bad. But I was like, imagine if you moved to France and you didn't need cheese. And that was my point. Because I'm not giving up cheese. But honey is kind of in the middle for me. Because we, it's kind of a, byproduct. Like caviar is out, obviously, because they kill the sturgeon in order to procure the caviar. Honey, I don't look for it, but I'll eat it. I'll eat stuff that animals aren't abused, but I worry about bees. Like I'm sure in Ray Ray's situation, I'm sure he's kind to the bees, but I wonder how many bees actually wind up dying or, the thing going up or getting slammed against the wood. I don't know. I'm just very sensitive when it comes to the welfare of creatures. And I'm sure Ray Ray takes care of them and does a beautiful job because he's that kind of guy. Tell me about it. Here's Angelo Minichello with the Waltham Redux. Beautiful. These are gorgeous, man. What a pretty watch. I mean, if you want to, that is just, oh man, look at the size of that crown. I love a big chunky crown. I think it's sexy. It's a beautiful watch. Field and Marine, 300 meters. Look at that thing with a date window at 6. It's beautiful, man. That is a beautiful, beautiful. Look at the lugs on that thing. Wowie kazowie, man. Did you send me the name of this model? Oh, look at this. He's got a whole bunch of them. Wow, small seconds. I'm going to sneeze because I'm touching my face. Look at that yellow dial. There's a lot of lume going on there too, huh? I could tell. Hey, Angela, tell me the name. You have such interesting taste in watches, man, and art and everything else in the whole wide world. What is the model? Some of the new Walthams based on the same tech as the world's first true waterproof watch. Okay, I'll go on the Waltham site and look that on. Andrew Wolkovich is having a cold one. He's having a cold one. Let's have a looky poo. A friend is a single soul dwelling in two bodies, Aristotle. Look at that. That's a foamy. I'm almost worried that glass wasn't washed properly because that foam looks very sudsy to me. I know some people call beer suds. The funny thing about when you pour a beer is Americans have it all wrong because pouring a beer the correct way is to get the gas out. You pour it at an angle, but you let it have a good amount of head. If you go to Germany, there's a big head and they take an actual knife and they slough it off. And in America, they're like, oh, don't rattle it. So you don't want the gas released. You do want, otherwise you'll be able to have 2 glasses of beer and you're finished because all that gas is now in your body. Americans just don't get it right. Cheers, buddy. You deserve it. You had a long day. You deserve it. Here's more Poppy on the beach. Sorry. You know what it is? The videos do work. I have to download it. So I'll download it for tomorrow's show because I'm in the studio tomorrow for the pen giveaway, the writing instrument giveaway, I should say. Look at Poppy on the beach. Beautiful baby. Beautiful. Oh, this is Poppy's first day on the beach ever. There's nothing like seeing a dog enjoy the beach for the very first time, or in the case of my beautiful beloved and left dearly departed Dinga, she hated the beach because she hated water. Uh-oh. Mork and Mindy attack. It's a Mork and Mindy attack. Look at Mork. He's so serious. Oh my God. Oh my God. That should be a poster though. You should blow that up. This photograph, you should blow that up. Maybe make, oh, look at you. She's such a dainty lady. with the perfect blaze. She's so dainty. I mean, man, she looks like Glaucus. It's crazy. Oh, look at the sunshine. Let me find a ray of sunshine and I shall sleep in it. That or the Amazon box. Oh, what an alert, cute kitty picture. She's adorable. What a perfect cat. Beautiful. I always say, oh, look at him sleeping. What a beautiful baby. Don't disturb him, though, because his eyes are wide open. He's like, leave me alone. Summer madness from the cats. Melly sees beautiful kids, Mork and Mindy. And Poppy again. Oh, look at this. Thanks, man. I'll get the video. I'll download the videos. I have to download them first because they won't display in my in Gmail. I don't know why, but they will in every other mail application. She's such a handsome, beautiful girl. Beautiful. On the beach. Thank you so much. And that, my friends, is the Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. Thank you all so much for contributing to the Gallery of Bastards. It's great to have you in there. Don't forget that you can send all of your pictures to Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com. You share with me and I share with the world because this show is nothing without you. It makes the show run. You think I can just sit here and talk for an hour about nothing? I can't. It's all what you say. That's why, listen, like, and I like you can read everybody's chats, not just the super chats, because listen, man, it makes all the left turns. I can get around, and sometimes you guys say some stuff that's super great, and I just want to go down that road because you guys make the show what it is, and I really appreciate it. And you're talking about the Michaela appearance. People who exist at the bottom want to bring others down. Exactly. As it's far easier than bringing themselves up from the bottom to others' level. Some are only happy to bring other people. That guy was ill-equipped to deal with her because he was just ill-equipped. He was. Terrible. Crazy. Hans Niesentoss wants to know if my no, that's a standard Gibson case. Standard. This is the standard Gibson case. I think I have a Serial Poets. You guys all know Hardcore Shutterbug. Hardcore Shutterbug. That's my friend Steve. His band is called Serial Poets. And what does he do? He slaps stickers on everything. No, you turn around and he slapped a sticker on your ass. And I don't know when he put that on there. I don't know when he did, but he did, obviously. Yeah. Thanks. Nice looking. Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. And I keep it. It always goes back in its case. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guitars out of their cases right now. The only guitars that are in their cases are my Gretsch 160th anniversary, my Howard Roberts Fusion, and all of Oisin's gear that I will eventually bring back to him or he will pick up when he's here. And that's it. What's the wood? Front, back, and sides. It is hard rock maple, and it has a chromolite block, just like in a 335 or a 355, and spruce. And the fingerboard is ebony. Yep. Ry Cooter loved a telly. I love a telly. As a matter of fact, my telly never goes back in its case. Why pick it up? You can't see it because it's green. Man, it never gets put away because I use it every fucking day of my life. I love it. Dirk, I was thinking about buying the Prince Cloud guitar as it's so insane and put it on display, but I have no idea how to get one. I can imagine it's on my, those are made. I'll tell you, I know a little bit about those guitars. They're made by a company called Schecter. Now, Schecter are not expensive guitars per se. They're mid-range. They are the brand that all the death metal bands play. Cookie. They all play Schecters. I have a Schecter bass here that was given to me by my friend Ricky years and years and years ago. And it looks like, like a scarab or something. Schecter was making his guitars. They made his question mark thing, his Prince symbol thing, all the different ones. And they did make the Cloud guitar. So if you want, I'll do a little research. I mean, it's Googleable. But the real ones were made by Schecter, and I don't know how much money they would be if you wanted to put it in a case. I mean, Prince really is known for his Hohner Telecaster. It wasn't a Fender. He did not play Fender. He played a Hohner Telecaster. And he played a variety of different things. But the Cloud Guitar, that's obviously from Around the World in a Day, which is a great album. That's funny. Like everybody loves Purple Rain, which I do too. Around the World in a Day, but my favorite album by Prince, Sign of the Times. Holy shit, that record is amazing. It's my favorite Prince record. It's a double record. It's crazy. What's your least favorite album? The Prince album, the Batman album? Yeah, I didn't really get that. It was huge. Oh, here's Carolyn Martin. Carolyn Martin's here. Sorry, guys, joining late, stuck at work. Sorry it took me so long. I was doing the Gallery of Bastards. Carolyn Martin. We talked all about the pen. So here she's in the room. I hope she's still here. I told everybody what the rules are. The rules of the game tomorrow are I'll be talking about something early in the show. You have to be present. Everybody present and accounted for. And the first person to get it right wins the pen. And the 3 additional red pens, the official iBashers-RGC pens, those RGC pens are going to, you have to contribute a $50 super chat. And the first 3 people will get those pens. That's her way of supporting the channel. She's giving away. These pens are worth hundreds of dollars. They're absolutely beautiful. Nader Prince just joined. Good evening, Nader Prince. Great to see you. Mike Lewis is talking about how painful the appearance was. She did great. Hey, man, listen, she transcended the whole shit show. So, hey, man, that's fine. I was wondering what you meant about alien. I was like, okay, you meant salient. Well, there you go. I guess the Google machine doesn't even know what that means. Nader Princess Carolyn, I got your email from Dirk, but it seems the inbox is full. She's going to contact you. I gave her your email. So you guys will be good to go. Nader Prince, you guys can get together on that whole thing because I gave her your email. So she's just a busy lady. She's juggling. Listen, every once in a while we get a chance to talk like little girls on the phone, but every once in a while she's like, gotta go. She's like being pulled in all directions. You know what I mean? Andrew says, judge not, lest you be judged. This is very true. Louisiana, this is how long ago I was. Louisiana passed a law about like the whole state's going to be based on the 10 Commandments, which they changed around. And like, listen, let's face it, the far conservative right lunatics, they tailor make because they're all having sex with each other's wives, or they're wearing girls' skirts or ladies' panties, and you got that idiot, what's his name, Lindsey Graham, who's the biggest queen going. I always said, and I've said this and I'll say it many times, like I'm not the pretty thing I once was, but man, I said, man, I would totally take one for the team at whatever roadside toilet that guy likes to mop up with other dudes, and I'd get it all on camera, because people like that, just hypocrites, make me sick. Hypocrites drive. That's the thing about politics that drives me crazy, is how full of shit everybody is. And I don't care if you're right or left or whatever. They're all full of shit. Where is the white knight or the white princess? Where is that person that really and truly cares? Where is that person? I don't think they exist anymore. I think it's all ego driven. It's all very much like House of Cards. If you watch that series, the British one, I didn't. The British always do their shows better than the American one, but this American House of Cards with Kevin Spacey was way better. That was so amazing. Frank Underwood. It just shows you that it's so ego driven and gross. Read the 10 Commandments in Charlton Heston's voice. The only thing I can do from Charlton Heston is, get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. I don't know. I don't know if I could do, I'd have to really think about it. Does he have a very distinctive voice? Might be. I'm not quite sure. It's true. Mike Lewis says, most important 2 commandments, Jesus said, love thy Lord as God with all your heart, mind, soul, love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah, absolutely true. Respect people. Give people exactly what you want to get back. And there's no problem with that. Andy M says, as the Guinness advert used to say, I like to watch. I was in the UPS store yesterday where I had my Irish photographs, which are 2x2. So annoying. We're talking about Guinness, and I was like, in Ireland, pregnant ladies drink Guinness all the time. Guinness is good for you. That was the tag right for so long. Eazy-E's saying, like, what a color. Well, I think you're the next recipient of a red pen, my friend. Crazy. Andy M says, work of art, the pens. They sure are. He says, Carolyn's pens are pure class. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What is $50? Free to win. The first guy who I'm going to talk about something in the beginning of the show, Dean. I'm just going to, be talking the way I normally do about, blah, blah, blah. Dirk chat, Dirk blabber. And then I'm going to ask, like earlier in the show, I said this, the first person who gets that right is going to win the pen. Then 3 additional people will have a chance at one of those pens for $50. I don't know. In UK, I don't know. I don't know what the conversion rate is. If you do £50, you could do less. It's a lot less in dollars than it is in pounds, that's for sure. Ken Furby says, well, thank you for that welcome, Dirk. My pleasure. Big watch fan that initially brought me here. Well, great. A retired lawyer, and for my sins and not missing the stress, subscribed and upvoted now. Aren't you great? Please chip in. And thanks so much. Not a whole hello. Listen, this channel started out because I was an adjunct. I was, Timeless Watch channel adjacent. So Sheen and I started iBashers, and, a lot of watches. Still, we're all big fans of the watches. We all do that, but it is morphed into something so much more intimate. I think, we're sharing each other's lives, and that's even better. Please bring on all the watches, but anything else that strikes your fancy. The Gallery of Bastards is not just about watches. It's about anything that makes you smile, that makes you happy, or rant away. I'm good. I'm fine with the rants. Ken Furby, welcome to the show. Everybody, big up and say welcome to Ken Furby. It's so great to have you. Thanks so much. Easy says he's been writing with Mont Blanc, Visconti, Schaefer, cross fountain pens for decades. Best way to write. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Sure. Here's Des Farrell, very talented. Me likey. Is it open? Is it open to international postage? It is. Listen, I can't do that. There's no way around it. If there's a giveaway on the show, listen, I mail shit to Europe all the time or wherever. Yes, of course it is, Des. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Did you win something before, Des? I think you did. Did you? I hope so. Hans Niesenthal says it's £39.60. Pence. So there you have it. If you get in there and you get it right, if you get in, that's fine. That's fine. We'll write that number down. Lost art, damn keyboard. It's very true. Here's Pure Palm. Good afternoon, Dirk. Good afternoon, chat. I really enjoyed that stream exploring Hudson Yards the other day. Hey, man, thanks so much. What a good time it was. It was a long stream. They always wind up being 4 hours, right? I don't know how that happens, but the weather really kind of kicked in and got better. It was really, really hot. Oof. But once I was up on the High Line, it was really, really nice. Thanks for joining us on that, Pure Palm. It was really great. I'll do another thing on Friday. I haven't decided where I'm going to go yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Andrew says, I've had 2 Canal Street jobs, meaning fake watches. Like sometimes, like last time, I don't know where the sub is. I have no idea. I bought a no date sub because I got it for $50 and it looks pretty good. And I was like, $50, I don't give a shit. And she wanted 250 and I was like 50. And I walked away 50. She's like 150, 175, 125, 100. I was like $50. She's like, okay. And I have no idea where I went. I think I threw it out by accident because we had a mouse in the house. This is when the girl was still here. And, I was very afraid of that. And obviously for obvious reasons. And I took this tray that I thought we thought we had the mouse. I didn't have the mouse. But I think I threw it out. I don't care because it was crap anyway. And I felt dirty anyway. And I don't know where my fake Milgauss went. I had bought that in Greece. I don't know. I bought that in Athens in Omonia. It looked okay. I mean, it doesn't look like my Milgauss, but it was pretty close. It's here somewhere. And I don't know because I don't care. Who cares? Pure Palm says, I have an irrational adoration for the Gallery of Bastards drop. Hey, man, thanks so much. Hans Niesenthal says, very Coverdale. Wow. That's awfully nice of you to say. Wow. One of my favorite singers in the whole wide world. My favorite thing that David Coverdale ever did is Starkers in Tokyo. He does a version with Adrian Vandenberg of a song called Soldier of Fortune. I'm a very big fan of his. Go check that out. That's very nice of you. James Scott says, that is the most epic song ever. When does the record drop? I know. People have said, is there a whole song? My nephew said that. He goes, I love that song. You and Emmett should do a whole version of that song. I was like, oh, yeah, we'll put it out. We'll come up with a band. Here's my sister sending love and prayers. Same to you, my darling. One of these days you'll be, well, when I live there, you'll be there all the time. So who gives a shit? No matter. You'll know everything upside down, inside, and everywhere else, you know. Anyway, just closing out the show. Just want to make sure I get to all the super chats. Angelo Minichello, Blackfield and Marine yellow, not the dial. The glass is yellow. What? Guess what I got to do? I got to reboot that up. What? Oh my God, the glass is yellow? Shut the front door. Holy mackerel. Wow. You know, I've often wondered, because I'm touching my face again, I've often wondered, like, the Milgauss is the only watch I know that's got an actual, and it's not a ring. The whole crystal is green. And now there's Waltham with a yellow glass. Oh, man. Isn't that cool? Angelo. Wow. Thank you so much for that. You know what? I'm going to give you the gallery theme because, you know, in honor of the people that love it, because it's epic. The gallery of Bashtard, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of Bashtard, you share them with me, and I share with the world. And don't forget, Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me and I share with the world. Now it's like, I didn't think of, like, I thought Dio more when I was singing it. You know, because that's kind of the intention, because Emmett is a funny guy, you know, when he writes these things. And can I tell you what a luxury it is to have somebody like, I kind of like this, you know, because I've always written my own tunes pretty much, except for some of the stuff that Jimmy writes in Hitman. But what a luxury it is to have him just hand me the whole song, everything done, just get to sing it. Like, I used to complain because I had to do so much shit in my band. I had to wear so many hats, you know, engineer, writer, recorder, and all that stuff. And I was like, man, sometimes I just want to sing, you know, and like Emmett lets me do that. And it's great. And he's like, check this out. You know, like, you know, obviously the intention was because he and I, you know, Mr. North was not a metal band. They're a rock band, you know. I mean, they're rock. I mean, I can't even imagine. They did so many orchestral things, but I wouldn't call it hard rock, even though they rocked hard. But, you know, obviously I was in a metal band, but we share an affinity for the classic metal, the Dio, the Sabbath, the Scorpions, Maiden, all that stuff, you know. Interesting. You know, he just loves it and he's so good at it. So thanks so much for that. I'm happy to share that with you. Thanks so much. I'm gonna go on the Waltham site after this. I think we all are, right? That shit is beautiful. Ray says, correct, Dirk, a Boulevard Computron reissue. No bees, no humans. No bees, no human. Scientific fact. This is very true. I have them outside night. Whenever they're there, I leave them alone. I'm a little afraid. Easy E with $20. Love you, brother. Have a nice glass of French red tonight. Oh, man. I'm not going to drink tonight, but I'll have a French. Maybe I'll do tomorrow night since we're going to be doing the giveaway, right? So what do we give you for that? Let's give you a... Thank you, Easy E. That is very, very sweet of you. He was good in Omega Man. I haven't seen that in a long time. We're talking about Charlton Heston. Apparently, he was a total dick to everybody who worked with him. Dirk, never do competitions. I just go for the guaranteed way. Well, you know what? Carolyn Martin says, I'm just doing this to try to support Dirk in the show. The super chat entirely to him. So I would even say PayPal might be a nice way to get him the money. Oh, that, Carolyn. You humble me. Thank you so much. She's like, you know, she's like the executive producer of the show without, you know, like without the title. She really she's helping out. We're talking about merchandise. So she's so encouraging. She has been so instrumental in getting this when her and Machine ganged up on me and they're like, you know, it's time for you to do your own show. It's time for you to fly. And I was like, no, 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 no. And I can't thank you enough, Carolyn Martin, for all that you do. Amazing. Great support for Dirk, Carolyn. What an amazing. Yeah, it's the best. They're the best. They're the best. They're the best. Here's Magic Mike 71. I haven't seen you in a while. Good afternoon, Dirk. Just want to say how much I enjoyed your stream outside in the streets of New York. Machine has Venice. You have the streets, the city that never sleeps. That's true. But, whilst I'm still a resident of the city of New York, I want to do a couple of extra things, and I might get on some trains. Unfortunately, the Coney Island thing was kind of a shitty bust. It's not even up anymore because the quality was so crap because the signal down there is so shit. Hey, Verizon, hey, AT&T, hey, whoever else is out there, go put some cellular towers down there, right? It's ridiculous. That's nuts. Andrew Wolkovich says, Carolyn, this might be cheating, but I just sent Dirk a PayPal for $50. I can't think of anyone who would deserve it more than you do, my friends, because you are. Carolyn Martin's the executive producer. He's the head cheerleader. I always say this. I'm like fogged up my glasses. Can somebody did anybody ever invent glasses that don't fog up on you? Maybe they're not crybabies like I am. Crazy. Daniel says, who cares? Who cares? You're a maniac. Andrew says, what is Dirk's PayPal? I'm a total cheat. There it is. This might be the way it's going, Carolyn. It's funny. Well, somebody's going to win it tomorrow if two of them are off the table right now. Andrew Wolkovich, Canadian $5. Be an inspiration in other lives. This is his mantra and a blessing in their memories. Upvote and make sure you are subscribed. I'm actually going to make a little tune for that every time you do that. I'm going to do the monks because they're the nicest. That's amazing. EM, you're a legend. Easy says, Let Me In by Mr. North. Such a great song. Yeah. It's one of the first songs that everybody kind of gets into. If you haven't heard Let Me In, that is from the band Mr. North, from their debut album, Life Size. Roar of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Sending all our love and admiration to you and your beautiful family. Upvoted. Thank you so much. Softcore Jericho. Softcore Jericho. £5. Keep everyone safe. I got to come up with a death metal one, right? Got to come up with a death metal one. Because Softcore Terrorcorp is so death metal. So death metal. Easy says Colin Smith's so good. And Colin Smith is the lead singer and cousin of Vasheen and Emmett O'Malley, and one of the best singers I've ever heard in my life. And I've said that 1,000 times. Absolutely incredible. One of those guys, I call that a finished sound, because even when you see him live, it sounds like a studio recording because it's just so finished. His tone, not only his capability as a vocalist, but also his range, his style, and just the emotion that he puts in a vocal. And I've seen a lot of singers, and I hate them all. Seen a lot of singers, and I hate them all. Yeah, but I love him as a singer. He's incredible. Soylent Green. It's made of people. Dirk, go to Watch Angels. They involved with the attempt to relaunch the Weather brand. Okay, go to Watch Angels. Oh, that's cool. I'm fogged up indeed. Little Paul Stanley to the end. That's right. Hey, Magic Mike, it's Paul Stanley from Kiss. And Gene Simmons. We're here to say it's great to have you rocking and rolling on the iBashers channel. That's right. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And send all of your pictures to Basherdirk@gmail.com. That's Basherdirk@gmail.com, people. Do the Who Cares t-shirts. We might do that. We might very well do that. Kelly O'Neill's here. Good luck to everyone. Kelly O'Neill, great to you. Great to see you. King Solomon had a plan. I did a cover of that for his birthday a couple of years ago. I don't have a recording of it. I don't think I do. If I do, I'll send it to you, but it's not as good as his. That's for sure. Anyway, guys and ladies and gentlemen, that is the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you to all the super chatters today. Andrew Wolkowicz, far away, so close. Dean, Angelo Minikillo, Easy E, Andrew Wolkowicz, and Softcore Terracore. Thank you, PayPal, beautiful people, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Remember to send all of your pictures to bashtardirk@gmail.com. That's bashtardirk@gmail.com. You share it with me and I share with the world. I got to figure out a way to do it. Coverdale's so, because he's so bluesy and thick and creamy. I call David Coverdale the Richard Burton of rock, because if you ever see Richard Burton speak, he's so authoritative and he's got that real incredible, really elocuted British. I believe, where's he from? He's from, he's not, where is he from? David Coverdale's from he's a working class guy, but how he has that voice, I don't know. But he's absolutely gorgeous. I love David Coverdale, one of my favorite singers of all time. Melly C says, thanks, Dirk. But thanks to you, Melly C. Thanks to you, Daniel Gutierrez. Thank you, everybody who comes and likes and subscribe. Also, don't let me forget, I want to thank all the Patreon Pantheon. That's Jim Lassick, Andrew Wolkowicz, Go Motosoto, Nick Sisto, Complicated Time, Fergal McDermott, Nathaniel Hannon, Dana O'Malley, Lord Scotty H, Dean McKenzie, Al Benedetti, all of you, most of you were subscribed and unsubscribed. It's not fair. I don't like it at all. Angelo Minichello, Gasman 308. Hey, big shout out to Gary and Susan. Danielle, can't wait to see that suit. Dave Fahrenheit 451. Dave Fitzsimons, Lady with the Wrench with the Big Pen tomorrow. Easy E, Mimi R, Chris on the Upper East Side, Drew B, Scott E, Love, Jocelyn. Where you been the last couple of days, Jocelyn Bittenbender? We can't wait to hear from you. And Ray. Thank you all so much, guys. You make this show what it is. I am so grateful for every single thing you do. Laura the Tiger says, thanks for the stream and good night. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always be sure what that person is going through. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt, give them a little bit of rope. They might be having a really bad day, or they just might be a